I've had the chance to look at a couple of CVs and cover letters, especially for people who want to land NGOs and multinational jobs. And 90% of the time, my feedback is, yes. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the winning CV and cover letter format. That format that will help you get your CV and cover letter better and help you land an NGO multinational job. If you're new to this channel, my name is Veronica Zowelby and I'm a nurse midwife. I have transitioned from working at the bedside to exploring other possibilities in the healthcare space, especially NGOs, and I currently work in digital health tech. Your CV and cover letter are like your elevator pitch. This is what will sell you to the employers so you can land an interview and eventually land a well-paying job. The first thing to note is you may have to tailor your CV and cover letter to suit each job you are applying to. If you are applying to jobs that are not similar or have different job roles, you may have to just tweak your CV and cover letters a little bit. I'll start with the CV. First is use at least 2 colors, and there's no need for bright colors. White and black is good. If you want to, go extra, use earth colors, probably white and a little bit of brown. But don't go blue, yellow, green on your CV. No. The second thing is remove your picture just to, remove whatever sort of bias that may come from seeing your picture on your CV. Most people don't take a look at that, so take it out. The next thing is to remove bio data like your date of birth, your state of origin, your religion. Take out all those things. The first part of your CV should have your name in bold. Then underneath it, you can have your contact details. That's your phone number, your email address, your current location. That's optional. You can put just Lagos, Nigeria. You don't need to put the full address. And your LinkedIn profile. That's if you have an active LinkedIn profile. It's optional, but I think you should have an active LinkedIn profile. The next thing that should follow is your personal statement. This is a brief summary of 2 to 3 sentences that describes who you are, what you do, your career goals, and what you're bringing to the table. You can tailor this to the job role you are applying to. You can say something like, a highly motivated nurse midwife with a wealth of experience in sexual and reproductive health and health system strengthening, an adventurous professional that seeks and creates solutions in digital healthcare, something like that. The next thing that should come is your professional experience or your work history. Always start from your most recent experience down. Highlight the job title, the company name, the location, and the date of employment. For example, accounts officer, Dangote Refinery, Lagos, Nigeria, January 2022 to December 2024. Under each experience, also highlight the job role and your achievements on that job. Always highlight the roles or achievements that are significant to the role that you are applying to first before you have other ones under, so that you can use that to get the employer's attention faster. Another advice I would give is, if you handled any responsibility that was not a key job role at the former experience you had, but that responsibility is significant to the job that you are applying to, add it. For example, at your former job role, you were just a desk officer and you have the role highlighted for a desk officer. But for the job that you are applying to, there is also a part where they are interested in someone that knows how to train people. At your former job role, it was not the role of a desk officer to train anyone, but you had the opportunity to train some new staff, on their new job roles, just did an onboarding for them. Highlight it as part of your responsibilities that you trained and onboarded new staff in the company. You did that job and it will be significant in this job you're applying to. Please add it. After your work experience, the next thing that should follow is your educational qualifications. Also, always start from the most recent qualification. Put the name of the qualification, for example, Bachelor of Nursing Science. Put the name of the university and the year you backed the certificate. The next thing that should follow after educational qualification is other certifications and professional development. Here you highlight relevant courses and certifications that you've gotten and other relevant trainings you've attended. Also, remember to always highlight from the most recent. Highlight the name of the course or the certification highlight the institution issuing the certificate or rolling out the course, and then the date you backed that certification. Or if it's just a training you attended, do the same thing. The next section is projects or achievements. This is an optional section. If you've done any project that is significant to the job that you're applying to and you can prove this, by all means share. It could be a research project, any other achievements that you think that are relevant to this job role, you can add it. The next is voluntary or community service or extracurricular activities. This is where you add any service that you've done that may be relevant to the job role, like all those community outreaches, volunteering, church outreach. If you watched my first video, I highlighted this there. This is where you should include all those things. The last section is for your referees. The standard is to always have 3 referees included in your CV, and at least one of them should come from the industry that you are coming from or the industry that you are applying to. You should have someone there as a referee. The formats should be their names, their position at work and the company they work for, their phone number, and then their email address. A standard CV should be at least 1 to 2 pages, but there are times where, because of the wealth of your experience, it may extend. You can do this. Always include the most relevant experiences, and you can leave out the parts that are not relevant to the job. That's the first thing. Secondly, for me, I think that if you can't take out anything, just leave it there, but make your CV very engaging and very interesting to read, such that you keep the employer's attention till they get to the end of your CV. Now to your cover letter. Your cover letter should have at most 5 major paragraphs. There may be a few mini paragraphs in between, but it shouldn't be more than 5 major paragraphs, and it should be as interesting to read as possible. So before you get to the paragraphs, you first have to highlight your address and the date that you're applying, and then also the name of the company and their address. You may not necessarily know their exact address, just put the location that you're applying to. For example, if the location you're applying to is Lagos State, just have the name of the company and then add Lagos State. You can have something like the Human Resource Manager, Dangote Refineries, Lagos, Nigeria, and then you can now address the letter. I personally use Dear Hiring Manager because you don't know if it's a male or female that is the hiring manager. Your first paragraph should highlight your interest in the role and you stating that you are suitable to occupy that role. For example, I'm writing to express my interest in the opening for a senior health consultant in your reputable organization. I believe I will be a valuable addition to your team. The next paragraph should be you introducing yourself, your name, your qualifications, your skills, and any other thing that makes you stand out for this role. Always make sure that what you are highlighting in your introduction is significant to the job role. If it is not significant to the job role, don't highlight it. That introduction is you selling yourself and getting the employer's attention to read to the end of your cover letter. The next paragraph should be your experience. Mention significant experiences to the job role in at least 2 places. Now you can break down this part to mini paragraphs because you don't want to infuse 2 different experiences into one, right? You can just break this down into another mini paragraph. The 4th paragraph is any other relevant qualifications or skills that you have that may not look like they are significant to the job role, but they will help you stand out as a valuable employee for this role. For example, you have leadership skills. You can say, okay, you're a good leader, you're a team player, you have exceptional communication skills, both for written and oral communication, public speaking, training, coaching, all those kind of things. This is where you highlight them in the 4th paragraph. The last paragraph is you now emphasizing your interest in the prospects of the role and that you are looking forward to getting feedback from them. Now, this is an extra advice. There are sometimes people advise that when you are applying to a role in another city where you are not residing, you should include an address in the city you are applying to. For example, if I'm applying to a job in Abuja but I'm in Lagos currently, I should use an Abuja address. This is because employers will mostly consider those in Abuja and will not want to go through the hassle of, making someone relocate from another city. Now, there are people that do this. If you want to, that's fine. But let me tell you what I do. I use my current residential address. Now, in this last paragraph in the cover letter, after getting the employer's attention, I now include that I am currently residing in Lagos, but I am very open to relocating to the city where the job role is required, and this should not be a limitation to them taking me for this role. Now, what that does is you remove the hassle of making someone relocate from the employer's shoulders. You let them know that, hey, they shouldn't bother. If they give you the job today, you are relocating. So that's what I usually do, and it has worked for me so far, and I'm just putting it out here. But you can always, do what you think is best for you. So use this format for your CV and cover letter, and if you have any questions or feedback, I would like to hear them in the comments. Also, to make it easy for you, I've added samples to cover letters and CVs here in the description so that you can take a look at it and it will help you understand better and also craft your own CV from the sample that I've provided. I hope that this video is valuable for you, and please help me reach the millions of other professionals that need to get this information. Hit the like button, drop a comment, even if it's just to cheer me on, share this video with a friend or two, and see you on the next video. Bye!
I'm so sorry, I just realized I missed one section, and that's the section for skills. It is supposed to come immediately after your other relevant certifications and trainings. You'll find it in the sample I included in the description below. Thank you.